righteous judgment upon the earth. All right, and the Lord's going to have his men bring destruction upon all those that ain't right. All right, that's the truth of the matter. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai set up Israel to be the judges and the rulers of the earth. That's why it said the wicked covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who'd he cover it up with? With his own damn face, man. With his own face. Why? Because he wants to set himself up over you. He wants to be like the Most High, man.
He's everybody.
Yep. He's everywhere. He's everything. He's everyone. He's Superman. You know. He depicts himself, in all these great and glorious lights. But at the end of the day, man, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all witchcraft. All right? This guy's nothing but a thief, a murderer, a sicko, a freak, a liar. All right? A reprobate, a fornicator, as it tells you in the scriptures. All right? That's who this guy actually is, man. A greedy fucking greaseball. All right? Then he just wants to fulfill his own lust, man. All right? Rule over the world in wrath and wickedness, and ultimately be able to fulfill his lust of power through, enslaving you people, man. All right? What you got?
This is Zechariah chapter 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Man, yeah, hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to cut off the pride of this devil. He's already doing it, man. All right, you have Iran, pretty much making a mockery of America right now. All right, so that all these nations are laughing. All these nations are looking and being like, damn, man, are these Edomites becoming weak? Is Esau losing it? Which they know he is. All right, that's why these other nations are working to get ahead of Esau in technology and military. All right, and all these different fields, economy. All right, they're surpassing the beast. All right, because it's the time that Yahweh Shai is going to judge the beast. All right.
Yeah, if I may, definitely an economy. Okay, that's why, they got the Strait of Hormuz going through what it's going through right now. A lot of war breaking out there. Because Trump wants to dictate, where these goods go out there in Hormuz. And because of this, they gotta navigate all the oil down below India, Africa, to get it to Taiwan and Japan, to get it to the Philippines. Which today I was looking at the news, and you have a joint drill between America, I believe, the Philippines and Japan, out there in Moab's waters, which Moab is the Chinese. Because this war is turning up. And they know that Moab, the Chinese, Gog, Magog are at the Medes, which is Russia, and the Persians, which is Iran, are Confederate. They know that they're in an alliance, against America, man, and the so-called Jew, those rats in our land. Which, right here in Zechariah 9 and 6, it says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. That bastard is Amalek. And Ashdod is modern-day Tel Aviv. Which is Samaria, which is in the land of Israel. All right? That's why I brought that out, because those are not the people. They're in our land, foxing as if there are people, as if they are us, as if they're the chosen, I should say. Bro, that's why Yahweh Shai, he called Herod, he said that fox. Okay? When you look at a fox is a sly fucking creature. Sneaky little bastard, man.
Yeah, Esau is a bastard because, Yahweh Shai cursed his ass. you know, and rejected him. All right, Esau is rejected, you know, from the earth, man. Literally from the earth. That's why the scriptures tell you he's going to be eradicated from off the face of the earth in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Hey, when you Slacky, but when you look at Esau's gods, right? Who was that one Edomite god? Fuck, I forget his name. Well, when you look at him, he looked like Amalek.
Right, yeah, he had the pot on his head.
He had that pointy ass long nose. I forget his name.
Oh yeah, the pot was Serapis Christus son.
Yeah, but that's him.
God.
You know, his gods are him.
Yeah,
He's a god.
He worships himself.
You know, let me look it up real quick.
I did a video, I think it was...
Oh, his name was Quos.
Oh yeah,
or Quos.
That's that alien head. Like, show the camera.
Yeah, but look at his nose.
Yeah, you can see, and the eye, the whole facial structure.
That's Amalek.
That's Amalek, man.
It says God of Edom. Okay. Real quick, you can't make this up, man. You can see it from the nose, the ears. All right, and it looks like the devil. It looks like Satan. You know, that's this motherfucker, man. All right. And we got many reasons why we call you the devil. Okay, which when you look into the word devil, all right, is diablos, which means a slanderer, an accuser. And he's always accusing us of being the offscoring, the reason why everything's upside down. For the economy, he'll say all these Mexicans coming here illegally, taking all our jobs.
Yeah.
When the majority of these Mexicans that are so afraid of ICE that they went to the fucking government offices to get citizenship. You know, you pull them over, hoping, you know, you catch them slipping, and they got a fucking visa, they got citizenship. Oh, never mind, my bad. You know, a lot of them, majority of them. You know, but here it is. This guy's a fucking. He's double-minded. He's got a double fucking standard. He'll allow Ukrainians to come in here, so-called Jews to come in here. Okay, who else? Syrians, all these refugees. You know,
every other nation.
Without having to get a license, without having to get you know, go through an extent, you know, a hassle to get a partial citizenship. You know, he'll give them loans. You know, he'll let them buy houses. But here it is, you be an actual Israelite, God's chosen people. You got to go to your enemy for the one of all things. And this nigga will loan to you upon mass amounts of usury. You know? Fucking go to get a house and you're fucking what is it, the mortgage, the what do you call it, the interest rate. You go to pay off the house, you're paying like 3 times its market value. This guy's the fucking devil. Okay, just like one of his deities, that's him, Quos.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, he's accusing Jake of all this wickedness, all right, putting Jake as the face of everything that's wrong with society. Meanwhile, he's in the background selling all these drugs, guns, all right, all this underground, child sex trafficking, all right, human trafficking, slave labor, all right, you know. A lot of, like the brother was saying, man, you got people that's, you know, Israelites, of the Northern Kingdom getting caught up by ICE and put in these detention centers and found out that they're actually American citizens, you know, and they're being held in these detention centers, man, all right, under horrible conditions, you know, which ultimately, you know, they want to keep you in these detention centers as a prison, as a prison, man. You know, then, you know, Apostle Tar came out with a video and he was talking about how, you know, they're detaining all these so-called immigrants which really Esau is a damn vagabond, that stole this land. You know, Jake was here first, man.
Hey, you mentioning they were vagabonds. They were vagabonds of Great Britain. They were sent off. Not to mention the Edomites that were in Australia. Okay, them motherfuckers were dirtbags, bro. They casted them off to Australia. Okay, because they were criminals out there in Britain. And what they do, they started colonizing the land. And then now, the queen and all them had that eye of it, ear of it. Now all of a sudden, oh, you guys are cool, you re-accepted, here's your citizenship, Because they benefit off of that. Straight devils, man.
Yep.
That's how this guy has gained the world. Okay, through rape, robbery, and murder, man. It wasn't through, mutual combat or, him making righteous deals. The scriptures say because of unrighteous dealings, the kingdom's going to be transferred from one people to the other. It said by injuries, riches got by deceit. The tribe of Gad, the so-called Native Americans, said this devil speaks with a forked tongue. As the scriptures say, his words were sharp, were smooth as butter. Yet were they drawing swords? Simply paraphrasing.
We're gonna get that.
God.
First, finish that in 2 Thessalonians.
God.
We'll go into that because this devil, I saw a video just the other day where the Iranians were basically talking about how, they ain't falling for Esau's trickery anymore. It was like, look, over the years, we keep making these deals with them, and then they keep breaking their own deals. All right, we keep making these, signing these deals and making these coming to these summits, and and Esau, what does he do? He breaks them. All right, and he finds a loophole. He finds some reason. All right, to wiggle his way in there. All right, and do some type of wickedness, man. All right, which that's what he does. And that's why the scripture talks about a gift destroying the heart, because he'll come to you and be like, hey, look, we'll give you all this. You know what I mean? We'll make a deal between each other. But then, behind his back is a drawn sword. There's something in there where he's gonna be like, where he's gonna break it. He'll make a false flag, he'll make a false claim, he'll say, oh yeah, but you did this, and that's why we're justified now. And according to this clause in the deal, we're able to take your shit. Now we have full control of it. Now we're able to overthrow your government. Now we have rights to all your, and he'll do these things through contracts. All right, and they come in and be like, hey, look, it's in the contract. Go ahead.
This is back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, in verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called power, or that is worship, so that he, as the power, sitteth in the temple of the power, showing himself that he is a power.
See, if this isn't the wicked, then where and who is he, man? He's in the Holy Land. All right? He has his image up as the image of God, man. All right? He has his image up. He's sitting over there in the seat, man. He's ruling over the nations. All right? He's governing this world, man. All right? And he's doing it by deceit. Ultimately, he has deceived the nations. And these nations are deceived, man. That's why they're all going forward with this damn technology, man. All right? Which this technology is all Esau's witchcraft. Which at the end of the day is moving towards the mark of the beast. Which if you get there, all right, you're totally, that's what everything is coming to. That's this battle, that's what this war ultimately culminates to at the end of the day, is the righteous against the wicked. All right, the elect against this fucking system, man. All right, in which we're going to resist. All right, may Yahweh Shem Yahushai deliver us from this dang from this microchip. All right, because it's going to take the Lord to deliver us from this, man. Because Esau's going to come with great wrath. The brother said a T attack is going to happen. There's going to be another 9/11 very soon, man. There's going to be another world-changing event. Esau's going to justify himself and cracking down, all right, and bringing pure hell upon you Israelites, man, upon you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. And that's primarily who it's for.
Yeah, that devil Bill hates. Remember he said the next one's going to get their attention.
The next one's going to get, and it will.
And it's going to be another lockdown.
Yep.
I see it, bro. I'll be at the work, the plantation, right?
Huh.
And I still be seeing motherfuckers walking around with masks on, bro.
Oh, yeah, because
they're
all up in this system. They believe in this devil, man. They believe in Dr. Fauci.
Hey, Revelation 13 says, it says, in all days shall worship him whose names were not written in the book of life.
Right, and these people, they worship the image of the beast, man. All right, which, I know Yahshua did a video, and he was going into how they want to bring about what's called a technocracy. All right,
yeah.
And then, we got a glimpse into what that technocracy is going to be from Dr. Fauci. All right, which the technocracy is basically different forms of government are going to be ruled over not by politicians, but by so-called experts in the field of that governing branch. Like Dr. Fauci, he was an expert in the World Health Organization. He was appointed basically the god over your health. So nobody could question him. Nobody could question the science. You can't question the science. All right? And that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to be, look, those draconian measures going to be say, look, this techno wizard, this guy, he's the expert in this field.
Digital AI God.
So you have to listen to what he says. All right? We have no other option. This is for safety. This is for peace. And the scriptures tell you through peace he shall destroy many. All right?
Okay. This is Isaiah 14 and 13. Thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Right. And that's what you had. That's why, the majority of the Israelites are over here in America, man. And Esau is sitting upon you. That's why he brought Jacob over here in slavery, man. All right. Ultimately was to gather you all up. All right. And put you to shame, take away, strip you of your heritage, and rule over you, man. All right, and do that to the best of their ability, keep you asleep, keep you from waking up to who you really are, man. Which you can't stop the truth. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, hey, the Lord, the power of the Lord is unlimited. That's why you have this thing blowing up, man. Throughout the four corners of the earth, you have Israelites waking up, man. All right, and that's the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, even bringing back Israelites that completely lost who they were, their complete identity, that totally looking like other nations, generations, of looking like a Moabite, looking like an Edomite, to where they totally lost who they were. Able to bring them back through the spirit, bro.
You gotta be amazed, because Yahweh by Shem Yahushai woke us up to the fact that we're Israelites. And the scriptures say you shall discontinue from your heritage. Totally. To the point you could be an Israelite in the faith and then tell your own siblings. And your own siblings will be like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
That happened to me. I had my own younger little brother, literally bum rush me. Okay? He cursed me the fuck out. Talking about pretty much like, come get some Israelite. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, here it is, I'm showing you nothing but pure love energy.
Right.
And this nigga wanted to kill me.
He wanted to kill things.
You know? So, hey, like the brother said, have Jakes wake up to their true identity being totally bugged out. I understand that, it's harder for a brother, a sister that looks like a other nation to come into this thing. But that's where it falls into play if you're of the elect or not, man. Because his sheep are going to hear his voice. And there's a lot of Israelite foreigners, a lot of brothers and sisters that are waking up throughout the four corners of the earth. Like I was looking at the comment board, you got that Israelite woman. Her avatar is, I guess, herself. Looked like a straight up Edomite, and her name on there is like something Irish, like Eileen Irish or something like that.
Right.
And she's saying Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatam. Why is that? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai had great mercy on us. Or else we'd be still in the world, getting tattoos on our faces, piercings all in our faces. Talking about we're Aztecs, we're Tainos. Because that's what Jake was doing, bugged the fuck out. That's all Jake knows. When you talk about the scriptures, they'll say that's a white man's book. He enslaved us with that book. The Aztecs had their own gods, which, hey, you're right. Okay? But hey, we're not Aztecs, man. We're not Tainos. Okay, we're the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Keep going.
Is it more?
Yeah.
Gone.
It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Yeah, and that's why you got this delusional, what's that? Get that scripture. Why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Because this devil, I did a video